Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Bronze.
It is Thursday, the 30th of April, 2026. Dawn the Teacup, episode 62. Are we recording?
We are, sir. We are. Yes.
Splendid. Splendid.
Yes. Nothing to report in the way of anything interesting to do with the number of 62. So, have you got any? So, 4D, have you got any on this day in history? Anything of interest?
I have. Today's a really good one, actually. So today in 1527, we got Henry VIII of England and Francis of France signed the Treaty of Westminster, pledging to combine their forces against the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V in attempt. Hang on, that doesn't make sense. Oh yeah. In attempt to win the War of the League of Cognac.
Yes.
But more importantly, well, they're all good actually. But we've got John Wilkes was confined to the Tower of London this day in 1763. The Prime Minister, the Member of Parliament, the journalist John Wilkes, confined to the Tower of London, charged with seditious libel.
Hey, yes, I remember something about that. Yes, not sure what. Yeah.
Also, we got the discovery of the electron in 18. This blows my mind. Sometimes I look at the dates and I think, really? But the discovery of the electron in 1897. English physicist and head of the. I'm really sorry. My language skills are terrible. But in 1897, where was the discovery of the electron by J.J. Thomson? Let's just say that bit. Yeah, J.J. Thomson.
J.J. Thomson, all right, that's not a name which readily springs to mind for someone who someone who discovered such a important thing.
And it just seems like such a long time ago to have discovered such a small thing.
Well, yeah. 18, over 120, 27 years.
Yeah.
I suppose it's about right, because it was that was the period when everything started going subatomic, didn't it? Physics started discovering all this crazy shit. That the atom wasn't the smallest indivisible piece of matter. That there were things smaller than that. Because before that, it was everyone believed that the atom was the very smallest that there was. Everything was made up of atoms, and there was nothing that atoms are made up of, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
It's funny that it doesn't take us long from 1897 to get to the atom bomb and nuclear explosion. What a race of people. But last English in this day in history is 1859. Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities is published. It was installed in periodic all-round in weekly installments until November the 26th. So from this date until November the 26th, Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities came out in 1859.
It was serialized. Is that what you mean?
Thank you. Yes, that's what it meant. Yes.
Yeah, most of Dickens was, and the famous beginning of Tale of Two Cities, it is. Yeah, most Dickens was serialized. The famous beginning is, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Yes, yeah.
But what's that all about? The guy couldn't even make up his mind. What's all that about?
Well, it was good for I suppose it means it's good for some people, bad for others. Especially if you carry on, don't lose your head and all that. But most of Dickens was serialized. A lot of Dickens, I don't know if most, but awful lot of Dickens was serialized. I mean, he was really popular. Went on reading talks and wandered around the country, came to even such small places as Ipswich. Well, which is a strange, unknown place.
All right.
I tell you what, Viv, I was just saying to Bronze, sometimes people say that we might live in a simulation, and sometimes I think to myself, I think they're right. I'm not really prepared for tonight, and I'm kind of on the edge because about an hour and a half ago, just doing the washing up in the kitchen, getting my dinner ready, and sort of catching up on what I've looked at the week to find out what we're going to talk about tonight. And there's a knock at the door, and I think, oh, it's a bit weird. No one knocks on my door. I know I only say that because it means that I'm already sort of on edge. I go to the door, I open the door, and it's this cute young girl stood at my doorstep. Can I use your loo? And as she said that, I realised she was completely out of her tree, absolutely not coherent, on drugs sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so straight away I said, no, you can't. And I went to close the door, and she kind of murmured, or it wasn't crying, but she sort of sounded really distressed. And then I kind of slowed the door down, and she just looked at me and said, I'm going to piss myself. And I don't know why. I just thought, I think she's honest. I don't think she's here to do me any harm, shall we say.
Yeah, sure.
So, and really stupidly, I said to Bronze, really stupidly at that moment, I thought, right, I've got to protect myself. So I said, right, I just want you to know I'm an ex-soldier, so if you try anything, it ain't going to work well for you. And I thought, well, you fucking idiot. But anyway, she come in, used the toilet, and she starts talking to me from the toilet, and she's talking away to me, and I thought, oh, this is really bizarre. And then I just hear this, fuck, and I'm thinking in my head, oh, shit, what's going on? And she said, I've lost my phone. Anyway, long story short, she's gone to a party with someone. She said, I went out to have a line of coke, but the arsehole has given me ketamine. She said, she was quite honest. And I said, she said, oh, don't worry, darling, I've done this loads of times. But she said, how dare? And she said, and I said, well, how have you managed to be on your own without a phone, like on my doorstep? She said, well, yeah, they gave me the ketamine. I don't really remember much after that. She said, I've lost my phone. I needed the loo, found myself at your doorstep. So I've said, right, I tried to get out of her where she lived. I don't think she could really explain. She was so out of it, but I think I kind of know where she said she lived. So or as in the area that she lived in. So I've taken her to the bus stop, given her some water. And I just thought, well, that's the best I can do. But now I know I'll just be on edge for the rest of the week thinking, oh, I fucking hope that girl got back okay. But the point of this is, what? I mean, I know we talk about this every week, but geez, we've ruined society. What are you doing, for fuck's sake?
But just listening to you say that, because you told me that before we came on. So that's listening to it a second time. While you were saying it, something struck me as really odd about that, and that's like, I've been to where you live. I know the layout of where you live, and I know what you're going to say. Like, go on. Yeah. It's not like you've got a house and it's on the street. Your front door is in a row of other flats, isn't it?
So, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I'm in the middle of nowhere as well.
You're in the middle of nowhere, but it's off of the street. Your front door is, you have to walk into this kind of complex, and it's not the first door when you walk in off the street. It's along a row of flats, and yours is kind of halfway down. So why did she pick your door? That was really weird. If she needed a piss, then she would have just probably gone to the first door, which wouldn't have been yours.
Well, funnily enough, the first door they wouldn't be in, and the second door wouldn't be in. But nonetheless, you are right. There's the first thing. That's why I thought, is this someone scoping me out for to rob me or something? There's going to be three guys around the corner. That I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. It's
and you are in the middle of nowhere. You have to you are really off the beaten track. You're in a kind of like this sort of this side road, which is off of another side road, which is off of another road. It's not like you're close to the main drag or anything. It's not like you people go through your roads to get from point A to point B either. It's not that sort of road at all. So it's weird. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I reckon that if she went to this party, it's probably in that block. In that case.
No, see, where she was explaining to me,
local.
Well, where she was explaining to me that she'd been, is, well, again, I can't really understand it, because it's a good, well, in her state, a good 30 minutes walk, 45 minutes walk away from me. So I don't know how she's ended up wandering up here. I really don't.
Well, yeah, if she was off face on ketamine, then that could explain it, I suppose.
Well, it certainly goes a long way to explain it. Yeah.
And do you know what? The point that she started to sober up was when she realised she'd lost her phone. Again, this lifeline that we have with our phones is, the look on her face as she came out of the loo was completely different. Like she almost had sobered up, almost.
Yeah. Oh, I hear about this all the time. People have put their life on the phone, and when they lose it, they are messed up. It's almost like their identity has gone,
But going back
serves them right, in my opinion, it serves them right. It's like, too bad, if you're gonna put so much reliance on this this kind of ball and chain, which is kind of what it is, and that's your problem, that's your fault, and then you lose it, you don't take care enough of it, then you got no one else to blame, really.
Yeah, well, I always say this to people who phone up, and they say, I'm claiming for my phone, I've lost my phone. Some people phone up from abroad. What am I going to do? I said, have you backed it up? No. I said, what phone have you got? oh, Apple. I said, look at the Apple Cloud. See if that's backed up there. All right? Oh, yeah.
You're not tech support for Apple, Viv, are you?
No, but I am supposed to assist. I'm supposed to help them. It's young people, mostly. Well, always.
Yeah, irresponsible.
Yeah.
I did say, sorry, just change subjects. I did say at the beginning, it's episode 62, and I didn't have anything really interesting to say about the number 62. I've just found something. It is the 62nd day of the war against Iran today.
Oh,
is it really? Is it really?
Okay. Oh,
today is the 62nd day.
Yeah, and how's that going?
Let's celebrate that together. Yeah.
Well, how is that going? This is a very good question. Yeah. How is that going? I don't know.
Is it
Does
real?
Anyone know how that's going?
Is it real?
I don't know. It just, I mean, we're just hearing one thing from Trump, then we're hearing something else from Iran. No, we didn't say that. No, we didn't agree to that. And all the while we're suffering here with raised the higher cost of living, supposedly because of that. Well, governments actually are blaming everything, all the ills on day-to-day life on, it's because of the war in Iran.
Yeah.
So that's a nice little get out for them, isn't it?
Isn't it lovely? It's perfect.
Yeah.
Bloody perfect.
So apparently Trump's prepared to carry on the blockade for another, as long as it takes. And in other news, apparently Iran is on the brink of collapse because of the blockade. So I don't know what's going on.
As long as what takes? What, for the regime to fall?
For Iran for them to basically give Trump what he wants, to agree to his terms.
Right. Well, I think that's going to be a bit tricky, really. I mean, it's a big old country, right?
Well, it is. I mean, I saw someone's a comment, a comment someone made about Iran. They said they haven't won every war that they've been involved in, but they've won every negotiation that they've been involved in. Which means they're stubborn. They're really, really stubborn when it comes to certain things, obviously. I mean, if their country collapses, because if they can't function as a country and the people basically start starving because they can't do anything, then it's not going to be good. But maybe that's what it's going to be leading to. Because there is also the story about what Trump really wants out of this is this the dust. He talks about this whatever it is, the the uranium dust or the radioactive dust or whatever it is. And say the reason he really wants that is because once he gets that, it can be traced where it originated. And that could lead straight back to Obama. That could be the evidence to really get Obama. Yeah. It's just something I've heard, but another facet to the story.
Well, again, being the anon, I think that is the main part of this. Is that this is Uranium One. This is the Uranium One scandal. The closing of the strait is to do with the UK. I believe it's not Iran that control the Strait of Hormuz, it's us. As we discussed before, that's my belief in it anyway. And I think this is only to do with Obama. You've also got, and again, shout out to the DEFCON 0 guys. They were on the money. They were right. Comey's been indicted. Brennan's been indicted. I think
Brennan hasn't been indicted yet. It was Comey. I don't think Brennan's been indicted unless that's happened just really, really recently.
No, I thought that was the day before Comey. I thought Brennan was the day before Comey.
No, I think they're saying Brennan could happen in the next few weeks, but they reckon that Adam Schiff is going to be the next one. I was listening to them.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Schiff's going to be the next one. So, again, look over here. I think we've got to get used to seeing what the misdirection is. Because I think there's such big things getting played here. It's much bigger than we realise. Also, going back to the Strait of, like, Iran might be saying, "Oh, we're fine and it's all good," and that lie. But I think Trump's playing the game with the oil fields, in as much as, because they can't sell it, they've got to. If as the days go on, it's getting closer to the point where they have to turn off the wells. And you can't turn off the wells because it normally ruins them from being wells ever again. To build up the pressure and to get the oil out, it costs too much. So that's why in Iraq war, you saw all the Iraqis were burning the oil as it was coming out of the pipes, and everyone's saying, "Oh, look at them, they're burning the oil." That's not what they're doing. They have to do that in order to keep the pumps flowing. They just have to burn it off because they got nowhere to put it. So I think this is what, again, I think Trump's playing a long game here. They maybe they just don't understand long-term politics and long-term effects, but give it another week or two and their oil wells are either going to have to get turned off or they're going to have to set fire to them. Either way, they lose, millions every hour.
Well, yeah, apparently they were churning out millions of barrels a day. They were churning out.
That's it.
And they're still producing it, but it's got nowhere to go now. So it's the whole production thing is getting backed up. And like you said, 4D, it seems that's the same that I've heard is they can't just switch off the pumps because that causes all sorts of problems with the pumps. So they're in a kind of really bad situation with regards to that. And of course the revenue from it as well. The revenue's not coming in, which is really important for them. But yeah, I mean, I sort of hold on to this thing about, more and more people now around me, I'm starting to hear about a kind of just moaning about Trump. People who are kind of on board before, and I'm not really responding to it. But at the back of my mind, I'm kind of thinking, I really hope this is about a bigger picture. I really do hope this is. I really do hope that Trump has not just kind of gone off the rails here, because it does kind of appear like that, really. It's like he's causing all of these problems globally. He's causing all of these problems for everybody in the West now. The whole energy situation with this, and you got obviously the mainstream media just doing their usual kind of Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He's a lunatic. He's just coming out with all this nonsensical stuff. And it's kind of like, yeah, I know that's what he normally does. He does that's his strategy. Keep everybody off balance, and also, I think the knock-on effect of crippling Iran. They had, they were funding quite a few really quite nasty terrorist cells, probably all over the world.
Absolutely.
Certainly in the West.
Yeah.
Which are going to be truncated, you know. So by cutting by cutting Iran down to size, the knock-on effect may be something which maybe we won't even realize how much we benefit from it in the future, but it is something we probably will benefit from.
Well,
I'm clinging on to myself, you know.
Well, there's a long-term plan. That's the way I see it. It's a long-term plan, and it was put out. Wesley Clark actually said this after the time of the Iraq War, and this is actually before the Iraq War, and when they were bombing Afghanistan, and there was a memo, and it was classified, but apparently it was leaked, and it describes how the US is going to take out 7 countries in 5 years. Well, they've done a few.
Yeah.
Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off with Iran.
I believe that was
Yeah, wasn't that the deep state plan though? Because I mean, they certainly have taken out some of those. I mean, and left them in a complete mess. Libya. I mean, look at Libya. Libya is a failed state now. It's completely lawless. Since they took out.
And Syria.
I don't really know much about any of the others, but so
just pointing that out. Yeah, it is a deep state.
And the thing is, all of this is the Q stuff. All of this is mentioned in the, every week I get closer to just waiting for everyone to find out what it was all about. Because I don't want to stop this conversation yet, but we've also got the King's visit, and what there was lots and lots going on there as well.
Also, the attempted shooting at the correspondence dinner as well.
Yeah.
The attempted quote assassination attempt.
For sure.
There was a couple of odd things with that story as well, which were kind of quite hard to explain. But yeah, so I mean, if you've got anything else to go on this one, 4D.
On what one? Sorry.
You said you didn't want to finish off talking about this just yet, before mentioning other stuff. So I'd say, well, if you want to just say what you got to say, so we can round.
Oh no, I just thought all of us were on a good one with this one. It was still going into a swing. I didn't want to turn it off, but
all right, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just all up in the air, isn't it? The whole Iran thing at the moment.
Yeah,
Everyone wants it to end. Everybody wants it to end. But
where is Russia and China in on this? Because I would have thought we would hear more from them on this, but they don't. Have I missed what's been said by them?
Well, yeah, that's a good shout actually, because there's not really been much heard coming from either of them. I understand that they may have been supplying Iran with some kind of weapons, but I don't know.
Iran is said to have nuclear capability for years. It's been going on for years and years, since Iraq. Really, again, they've got a centrifuge. They're making nuclear weapons. And so as Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, not. So I don't know really.
It's part of the endless wars. It's like the whole North Korea thing, and I think in Trump, Trump won. He sort of showed the world that don't worry about North Korea. They're not a problem, and they haven't been a problem since. I think it's all this proxy. Well, it's not. It's just all this bullshit to keep us spending our money on weapons of mass destruction of our own because of a secret threat. Just like the Cold War was just a secret threat that Russia's going to take over the world, and they sponged our grandparents off of that one, and now they're sponging us off on North Korea and Iran.
Yeah, Yeah, but I think it's very telling that there hasn't been anything from China, especially China, because they were supposedly getting a lot of their oil from Iran, and now Trump has effectively cut that off, and China don't seem to be really doing anything about it. So, which is really weird. You'd have thought they'd be kind of saber rattling at least, or doing something.
And Russia was involved in buying and selling a lot of arms out there, so they had a big stake in there as well. And neither of them have said anything. This is why I think, this Q plan is real, and that there is a bigger picture here. You just expect those world leaders to have said something, or even the EU. Although the EU do say they still keep their bollocks going, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. But the EU see more. Viv?
We are talking about the British media, which is tightly controlled, very, very tightly controlled. And I'll get into that later.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to the EU, they seem more intent at the moment on building up defences in case a big bad Russian bear decides to attack us.
Yeah, well, not really. Yeah, I mean, no, that's the reason. But war is a racket. War is profitable, very, very profitable.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about Trump talking about hinting very strongly that he's going to pull out of NATO, and so it's got all of the European countries sort of packing their pants, basically going, oh my god, what are we going to do? We've got to start spending on defence. Except us, of course, because we can't afford it.
Well, it doesn't matter. Still get involved. It's profitable for the powers that shouldn't be. They love it. Love a bit of war. As long as they don't get involved in the actual killing, but they send the plebs out and the proles, and we're not going to be doing that. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Even though war's gone electronic, they're at war with us.
Yeah, we're already at war. We're already at war. We have been for quite a few years now.
Oh yeah, the elite are at war with us, so we've got our own war to contend with. And there you go. I mean, I'll get into the reason why I said that earlier about the press and the gag orders, etc. And it's to do with the post I put up, which has received a really incredible response, and it's called
about the arsoning of Starmer, was it?
Yeah,
the Ukrainian rent boy arsoning.
Yeah, the arsoning of the British Prime Minister, and there is, I don't know if there's a press blackout exactly, but because there was a report on the BBC. But
they are just not reporting it for some reason. I think you said you discovered there's not been a denotice put on it.
Yeah, someone today has contacted me and say there is a gag order. I don't know.
It is.
There is. Someone said there is. So I don't know. Is there?
Willsy's reporting from the court case.
Oh, nice.
What's his channel?
Resistance GB.
Yeah.
So if you find him on YouTube, because I think he was on Dan Wootton tonight doing his. So actually, even Dan Wootton's picked up on it. So it's not a denoticed.
Yeah.
So why the reluctance then? There's got to be there has to be some pressure being applied somewhere that this is not being heavily reported on, surely.
It's very interesting. I mean, a lot of the reports, weirdly enough, on the internet sites have come from left-wing media, but not the left-wing media that supports the Labour Party. People like Blue Labour, which is, of course, Paul Embry's bunch, the traditionalist Conservative Labour, and also the Canary gave a report. But the Blue Labour one was very interesting. They were saying, and they're wrong, I think, that this is an attempt to replace Keir Starmer before the general election. Before the local elections next month, which is a couple of weeks away. Now, this seems implausible to me. they're going to get rid of him, and then who's going to jump in? Would it be, a fresh face? They know they're heading for disaster, but this is Blue Labour, which is hardly a mainstream organisation within the Labour Party. They're, as I say, they're conservative and traditionalist. What you might call old Labour. And they're really against, obviously, like Embry, they're against the current Labour administration or the people that are running the Labour Party at the moment. So I just don't know what to think about all this.
Well, it's also very fortuitous that we've had this story which has been saturating the news about this stabbing in Golders Green, this stabbing of these Jewish people in Golders Green, Somali. And that has been, I mean, I don't know about the mainstream, but the mainstream alternative like Talk TV and GB News, they've just been on it 24/7, just going full steam ahead on that story. So there doesn't seem to be much room for anything else at the moment.
No, but it's. The attacker was British. I mean, what do you mean? Oh, Somalian. I see. Oh,
I know. It's Well, it gives them the convenience. I mean, he was Somali, right? Who just happened to have been given British citizenship. So it gives all the media a nice little easy out to call him British. To avoid all of that.
Yeah, but anyone and his cat can get a British passport now, so it doesn't mean anything, does it?
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't get stripped of that and deported, then this could get much uglier. But it really has.
He's got mental health issues, Bronze. He's got mental health issues.
Anybody who wants to go up and stab a complete stranger on the street, no matter what any other reasons involved, that is a mental health issue, just to start with. So of course he does. Anyone who does this has mental health issues. Because it's an insane thing to do.
For sure.
Fortunately, the two victims survived. First of all, and secondly, another kind of thing which I get the feeling out of that story is it really is highlighting how much the so-called Overton window has shifted in recent times, because they are just flat out talking about basically Islam being the problem here. Which would have been absolutely unthinkable 5 years ago. Absolutely no way you would have heard anyone say that. But now it's starting to filter through. They really are starting to kind of say the unsayable now, which is kind of it's a little chink of daylight there.
Yeah. I mean, I need confirmation that it's real and there's not crisis actors involved, to be honest. Like anything.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to bring it back to when I was talking about that girl at my door. I was going to say I wanted to bring it back to what had happened in that little leafy town of Epsom in Surrey. I think we briefly said that the police had come out, but I think it was after our show. So I just want to say that the police had put out a statement saying that it was all a bit of misunderstanding, and what had actually happened is a girl had fallen over, bumped her head, and imagined that she'd been gang raped by 4 blokes.
That's right. That's what I said the other week.
Oh, so we had got to that point, and now I'm. There's a lot of people down there that are saying, this is causing even more grief. Obviously, for obvious reasons, because that makes no sense. Number one, if that's if that's the case, I think I said this before. Then we all men should know who it was, because we need to stay away from a woman who can make up something like that. Again, I don't think that's the truth at all. I think something else is going on. But
what is the current state of affairs? Are they still coming out on the streets in Epsom, or has it kind of died down a bit now? Are they accepting the story, or what's the kind of consensus there? Do you have,
there's not been any. Yeah, there's not been any gatherings on the streets or anything like that. There's still locals are absolutely furious. Some people, with regards to the whole B&Q thing, some of the locals have gone around to the local B&Q and found that there is something definitely going on there. again, no confirmation that proves that it's now an HMO, but I've got my obvious my inclinings there.
When you say the B&Q, you mean a place being used to house illegals, yeah?
Yes. Well, sorry, it wasn't B&Q. It's Home Base. What it is, it's a local. About a year and a half ago, we only have one DIY place here, and it closed about a year and a half. It's just been sat there closed. Apparently, it was to be used for this, and we've only just found out about it. And they'd converted it without the locals knowing. And locals have gone round there and had a look, and it looks like it's been converted. So where I'm going with this is because you were just bringing up, we don't know what's real. It's like this. So someone was saying to me, I think the police have made it all up, and then someone else is saying, I think the girl it's a horrible girl and she made it all up, and then everyone is split on this. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. You can't have a week-long investigation only to say that a girl bumped her head. And I'm saying it like that as well because it's just so wrong. It's so ridiculous. But I can't work out what's going on. Is it, with all of these things, is this a black hat operation to make us think that things are happening? Is this a white hat operation to show us that things are happening? Did anything happen? Is none of it real? It's and then going back to the girl at my door. If these things are happening, like, why aren't people waking up and not wandering around in a drunk state, in a ketamine state, when you know how dangerous things are here? It's so confusing, gents. I don't know what the F is going on.
Well, maybe that is the purpose. Because when you're in that state, you can't act, you can't do anything because you don't know what to do. You don't know what's right, what's wrong. So it kind of, it nips the whole thing in the bud in a way. Has there been? Sorry, Viv, has there been nothing more from the police? The police have not released any more statements apart from
no, that's it.
Ahead and imagined it all. She made it all up.
Yep.
So So in that case, we need to ask ourselves, why is this in the national media? What's the point of releasing this story when these things clearly they would happen all the time? If indeed what the police are saying is correct, why is this blown up into such a large story?
Maybe because the police were just so incompetent the way they dealt with it. They were just completely all at sea. They didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
Because they are. I mean, the police for the most part are manned by just useless idiots now, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe
it's a slight bit of Occam's razor where what's the simplest of form? Well, the simplest of things is that someone got raped in a car park and they're hiding it up. That's, to me, the simplest of stories.
Yeah, but for the girl to actually, I know it's I don't know. It's like you say, Fordy, it's really baffling. It's really baffling.
Yeah, it's infuriating in ways that. Well, it's why I'm depressed most of the time. I cannot work out. I'm the Q guy, and I think that's all I just don't understand it. The world has got so utterly crazy.
I completely understand it. If something's in the news, it's there for a purpose, and we have to find out we have to at least speculate what is the purpose of this story. When people make false allegations all the time, it leads to terrible things. I mean, a man has just been murdered on the beach, and people made false allegations saying there's a pedo. Yeah, and so a bunch of kids surrounded him and killed him, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it was. It comes down to the basically trying to decide whether it is cock up or conspiracy. It kind of it's going to fall on either one of those two. And quite often when it's a conspiracy, you'll have the powers that be who just try and play it off as a cock up, because that's far less worse. I mean, but it could well be, like Viv just said, this whole thing in Epsom could have been like a distraction. It could have all been manufactured as a distraction. To put all, I mean, it could have been maybe to get some people, I mean, you had some of the locals, Danny Tomo. I mean, he's quite a known face when it comes to the kind of protesting thing. It may have been to try and get him, try and incite some kind of violence from certain locals. It may have been to try and distract from other stories, one of which...
do you know what? That was another... Yeah, sorry for interrupting, but that's another thing I was thinking that... Right, let's be honest. These kinds of things are happening up and down the country every week. Why did Danny Tomo come down to a place called Epsom for a possible... I mean, it's so manufactured. Now, I'm not trying to say that Danny is the provocateur or the bad person here, but like, why did he go down to a place like that? He could have gone anywhere. He went to that one. Why did someone contact him? Say, come down.
Is he not local to the area? I assumed he was local.
Oh. No, I think... Oh, do you know what? I won't say that because I'm wrong then. I thought he was an Essex lad.
I don't know. That's what I assumed. I don't know either way.
Interesting. True.
Thought, I mean, if he lived sort of... I mean, you're talking, completely the opposite side of London. So, and, for him to get wind of that and then to go down there... And he really was the kind of the ringleader of the protest, wasn't he? He's the one who really whipped it up and got it going and got everybody sort of organised. So I don't know.
Well,
very crazy. Yeah.
Well, the media and the government, the political parties, they're on a big search for the mythical far right. So why not, instead of, they can't find them, they're searching desperately. There are a few. A neo-Nazis got arrested for buying a gun and sentenced today. There's a few of them around. There's not that many really what you'd call far right. Far right means Nazi. Far right means, actual white supremacist types. I don't know. There are some of them around. So why not try let's cook it up. Let's cook it up a bit, eh, boys?
Yeah.
Let's find them. Let's create them. If we can't find them, we're going to create them.
Yeah, I was going to say that this past couple of years with the kind of news that's been out there, it probably has created a few cells, a few lost souls to go down the hard right way. But
it's not that many, really. Let's face it.
No. Hope not. But
well, I mean, one thing that has happened, one result of this. Yeah, sorry. Are you talking about the ever-present, omnipresent far right that we can't walk down the street without bumping into them? Is it?
Yeah.
Far right who are absolutely everywhere. You can't. Well, one thing about this stabbing in Golders Green that happened yesterday is everyone who's talking about it now. I mean, this is obviously it's all about the Jewish community because Golders Green is a very well established large Jewish community in London.
That's right.
And so it's all about the Jews now, right? And all of them are now talking about. They're not talking about because obviously the Jews used to be persecuted or used to be attacked by the far right. We're going back to the 70s now, the National Front and all of that lot, who really were kind of believed in that, the kind of the Nazi, had the Nazi outlook, political outlook of getting rid of the Jews. So it was always the far right who was this enemy of the Jews. But now they're all talking about the same thing. There's not a mention of the far right from them anymore. Now it's the far left. It's the far left and the Islamists. They are now being openly outed as the perpetrators here, who are against the Jews. And it's kind of quite refreshing to hear. It's like, at last, we're getting there. We are getting there. This is now the truth. So, like I said, it's every dark cloud and all that. There are certain silver linings coming out of this.
Yeah, but it's in a sense it's becoming normalized as well, which is really worrying. Because these things, if a few more happen, then gradually it will fade out
I tell you what, Viv, if you'd have, because I was listening to talk today on the radio, and they were having people calling up, a lot of people from the area, a lot of Jewish people from these kind of Jewish, organizations for, against anti-Semitism and all this sort of stuff. And a lot of them were very, very, very good. They had a lot to say, and they said it very well. But the strength of feeling was kind of like, no, this is not just going to be accepted. This is not going to be normalized.
No.
It really, the feeling was, this is not just something that these people have really absolutely had enough. And this is not going to carry on like this. This is not going to be swept under the rug. They're not accepting all of what they call the warm words, the platitudes, the same old tired sort of, thoughts and prayers and blah blah blah, all that sort of nonsense.
I'm so sorry. Thoughts and prayers.
They had the police commissioner Mark Rowley yesterday. He was heckled and booed. He was told to resign by the crowd. Armour apparently went down today. We've had other people go down, and all the appropriate people have just been completely ostracized by the crowd.
If you want to cheer yourself up, watch Starmer going down to Golders Green. It is brilliant. It is lovely.
Oh my word!
There is some hate there.
Yeah, is it worse? Yeah, they do blame him. But like one of the guys who got stabbed, who's in hospital, said, "I absolutely blame the Labour Party for this happening."
Oh, good for him. Good for him.
But I mean, was Starmer? I didn't actually see it. Was it better or worse than his Southport appearance from?
Much better, and on much bigger scale. I would say there was about, let's say, roughly about 150 people surrounding the police and him, and they are every single one of them, traitor, get out of the fucking country. Oh, it's worth watching.
They're calling him. They're shouting out. They're calling him a traitor.
Yeah,
to his face.
Yeah, they're quite correct. They're absolutely correct.
Oh, they are correct.
Yeah, they are correct, but they don't normally go that far. It's even if we go back to, you said was it as bad as the Southport one? Like even there, it was only one man that really lost his temper. Everyone else was just kind of quietly saying, "Starmer, get out." It wasn't really, but they were violently saying, "You're a traitor. Get the F out of this country and get out of government." They were, it was an angry crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are Jews far right now?
Of course.
Well, and also I hope this gives the Christians a kick up the arse, because the Jews have come straight out, and good for them, saying, no, we're not going to normalise this, and no, we're not going to say hopes and prayers and all that bullshit. We want this to stop. Well, and this is me getting on my high horse, but the Christians have let this happen to their churches for the last decade. I hope they get off their pews and say, right, I don't think we should let it happen to us anymore, because it's damn annoying.
What the Jews are now starting to say is, today it's the Saturday people, tomorrow it's the Sunday people. Meaning they're coming for the Jews now, but once they got us, you lot are next. The Christians are next.
Yep. Just a smaller group that they go for first. Yep.
There's loads of attacks on Christian churches in France, and there have been some in this country as well. Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
Well, it's more than some. I heard it's something like am I right in saying it's a church a month or church a week has disappeared or been attacked?
Yeah, probably, if they can get in. Most of them are locked now.
Right.
Yeah. But there is
we are a very breaking point. We are a breaking point.
Oh, yeah. So, if I could just drag this back to the ossification of the Prime Sinister, the defence yesterday was that the boys are saying, the lads are saying that basically they contacted someone called El Money. And El Money said it was going to give them money to attack Sir Keir Starmer's properties and possessions. Now, the judge has ruled in this case that, really, essentially, it has been ruled that this is not a concern. It's not really about El Money. It's about the actions of the three. Well, so my question is, how do they know that an ex-property of the Prime Minister and a car, which wasn't owned by the Prime Minister but was once, were targets? Who told them this? How did they know this? Well, I reckon that they know this because they went there because he shagged them. He shagged them. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he didn't pay. Or he didn't pay enough. Or they're trying to get more money. Or they used compromat and tried to get him to pay more. Because how would they know that? How would they know that otherwise?
I think it's probably that Starmer did everything right. He paid the right amount of money, probably paid over the odds, did everything normal. This plan of taking the deep state down has been in place for a long time. This Al Money is some Russian guy, if it exists, if this person exists.
Yeah.
And did you see the last or from the court case, the last call, a text message, that had gone from this L Money person? It was saying to one of the young lads, do you realise it was a high-ranking member of parliament you've attacked? Get out of the country now. I'll get a lawyer for you, or something, some words to that effect. But basically, I don't think the three boys were aware of actually whose car they were attacking. I think this was like Starmer's probably usual. Oh yeah, order a couple of boys in for the weekend. Orders a couple of boys in, but all of it was going to get tracked and traced, ready for now, sort of thing. I don't know, but
if they didn't know that it was Starmer's property they're attacking, what was the motive for the attack? What did they think they were attacking? Why were they
money.
doing it?
They were given money, apparently by this character called El Money, which sounds an implausible name to me.
So they weren't told anything other than, I'm going to pay you and I want you to go and firebomb these properties in this car.
These targets.
Yeah. So that, as far as they're concerned, that was all they knew. They were just getting paid to go and do this. That's all they knew. They didn't know whose it was, what the reasons was, or anything.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Money then is
that's a defence. That's a defence. Yeah.
And the amount,
this El Money then is. This El Money character is the one with the cause motivation to do this. Yeah. So
if he even exists,
that's right. Yeah, it's all very weird, mate. It's all very weird.
because if you can't prove he exists, then I've got a beach hut in Leicester to sell you.
And did you pay attention to the amounts of money that were discussed? Now, it was only £100, £500. It wasn't like £50,000, 10,000.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's
about the price of a blowjob, mate. It's about the price of a blowjob.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah. Genuinely, look at the prices that they were talking.
You're giving away a bit too much there, 4D. I'm now wondering how you know that.
Well, but I'm thinking now. Hang on, unless these people are absolute children and a bit, backward. Why would you accept £100?
Exactly.
That's far too low. You can make that if you're a rent boy. You can make that in one assignment.
I think to break into his back door, it was £500 it was offered. And again, I think that is self-explanatory as to what the truth of that is.
Yeah, I mean, Galloway was bloody good in that video. I must admit, I was cracking up.
I think it's more than a joke. I think they know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're not going to get the truth, are we? We're not going to know.
I think we are.
Well, I hope so.
I certainly hope so. I mean, there is already, even before this, there was this open secret about something to do with Starmer's personal life, which everyone in that circle knew, that which just hasn't been released to the public. It's been kept a lid on. But there's something Dan Wootton used to make a reference to it. He used to talk about the shape of Starmer's personal life.
That's correct.
There's some information there which wasn't right, and it wasn't worthy in their minds for public consumption. It wasn't.
It's been
good,
off the cuff
PR.
joked about in Parliament as well. It's been off the cuff, giggled about, shall we say, in Parliament.
And it's unknown as to whether Mrs. Starmer has filed for divorce. We don't know.
Yeah, she has moved out. She and the kids have moved out.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, there was that comment made by Kemi Badenoch, was it a week or two ago, about kind of the sex toy comment, and she finished it off by saying such and such is fiddling while such and such while something burns. You know, kind of fiddling being in inverted commas. You know, like it's all these kind of innuendos going on, these sexual innuendos going on now. But yeah, what's going on? Really, everything is really, really crazy now, isn't it? It's just really, I don't know.
Well, it is, and let's get on to the meeting of Trump and the King. I think, my eyes were going crazy. There is so much to talk about there, gents. Well, and I'd like to start it with the big picture that went out, claiming that Trump was a beekeeper. Having him, Melania, the King, and old Horseface there, all looking at Trump as a bee has landed in his hand. Now, to most of the world, that is just a lovely picture of them in the garden in America, and a bee has landed on Trump's hand. If you are a bit deep in the military, and if you're a bit deep into gematria and codes and stuff like that, are you guys aware of the whole beekeeper, bees, or in particular bees from an English point of view? Do you know what it means if a bee lands on your hand, or what the old connotations with that are?
I read that they're attracted to kings.
Correct. So there's an old English thing that bees are only attracted to kings, and the leaders in particular. All comes from the whole beehive and sort of queens and that's that and the other. And to have the King there again, but the bee going to Trump, and for the line at top to be a beekeeper. Are you aware of any connotations with what a beekeeper is?
No.
A beekeeper is the person who keeps the king quiet or the queen quiet. The beekeeper is the keeper of the throne, shall we say? The one that is. Let's call it the one who pulls the strings.
The one who pulls the strings, the puppet master.
So, if we kind of think that Trump is something to do with Q and there is something deeper, then that was definitely some giveaways there. And I'd already mentioned last week that how, he was bringing him over for the 250th anniversary of kicking the king out of the country. Again, I think that's quite important. But the whole. The bell, oh my God. I mean, I could talk for another 20 minutes of what the significance of that bell was, but that is massive as well. But the whole Trump bell, the whole speech, I've said many times, I do not like that man in the slightest. I cannot stand him in every way, shape and form. However, I will go out of the way and say what a great speech he gave to Trump. I think. Well, last week I was saying I think there's some kind of capitulation. This week I'm saying I'm pretty sure. The only part that I want to discuss with or throw out to you guys was I've got a funny feeling. Could we have a situation where could we have a split between Parliament and the King? And would it be too far-fetched to think that the King would go to another country and say, look, I've got no power in my country. I've been taken over by Parliament, because I think that's been done since Tony Blair's days anyway. Would it be possible for us to have a situation where we've got a break between the royal family and the Parliament, and something major is going to happen there? Or am I too mental on that one?
Well, I would first of all say
that's very interesting. Yeah.
I would say, I mean, with regards to Charles, I couldn't really envisage him wanting to split from the Parliament because they're joined at the hip. I mean, the guy is. I didn't listen to the speech that he gave, but I've listened to the commentary on it, and they seem unanimous in saying it was a really, really good speech, and he completely won over Congress. Even all the No King supporters, the Democrats, were standing up and giving him a standing ovation at the end of it. The irony.
It was a
of that.
really good speech. That's why I sort of reiterate that I hate him, because I thought it was a really good speech.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like kind of going to, I mean, what you're saying is maybe going to Trump and saying, look, I wonder if you can help me out here because I'm looking for to, maybe put a bit of space between me and the UK Parliament. I don't know. I mean, because the guy is a globalist cuck. He is completely, he stands for everything that we despise. He's totally into hero. He's totally into globalism. He's probably I suspect he is actually converted to Islam. Right, he's not a Christian anymore because the amount of lip service he gives to Islam and none he gives to Christianity anymore. All of that. So I just don't see him as someone who would really want to be doing anything like that. I'd see him as being someone who's quite content where they are and how things are going.
Or maybe very quickly before Viv says, or maybe it's that he's so weak that he's the first one to break in the whole deep state thing. So he's now been taken over by Trump, and Trump is now pulling the strings, or whatever you want to call them, to
the only thing I can think of is that Starmer has completely destroyed the relationship between the UK and the US. The so-called special relationship. I mean, I don't think he has completely destroyed it, but he's done a damn good job at damaging it and tainting it and staining it. And the king has obviously kind of thought, oh, I'm going to need to do a bit of damage limitation here. Because he probably recognizes that Starmer has really screwed up big time. So he's kind of maybe gone over there and, maybe done a bit of ass kissing to Trump to try and patch things up. That's the only thing I'd think about.
I take a different view.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. He's, King Charles III. He's expressed the unyielding resolve need to push back Russia, and he wants to keep Trump's attention focused on Ukraine, because Trump is a bit funny about Ukraine, and that's not good. We need, in speaking in the voice of the blob. We need to keep the attention on Ukraine, and America needs to focus on Ukraine and give more money to be put through the Ukrainian washing machine. So
I would say that's not. I would say that's not entirely a different point of view, because Starmer's basically alienated Trump. And Trump's threatening to leave NATO, and the king's gone, oh God, we don't want him to leave NATO. And they were quite open about that. He's gone over there and he stressed very highly that the Americans shouldn't leave NATO. So it kind of amounts to the same thing in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Bring back the Commonwealth. That's why I say bring back the Commonwealth. Anyway.
Yeah, well. Yeah, that's all gone now, really.
No, there was a lot.
One thing I really object to is basically how the fuck, did Camilla become the queen? How did that happen? She's not queen. All of a sudden, she's the queen. It's like, no, she's not.
Yeah.
So what? I don't care. She's not. I mean, he's not even a proper king, as far as I'm concerned. But it was really, really taking the biscuit to start calling her the queen. It's like
that was, but that's the same as saying old crazy. What's his name? His title was still king because he was married to the queen.
Crazy. Who's old crazy?
Philip.
Philip. Cheers. Yeah, that was still.
He wasn't
King
king.
Philip.
He was never called the king. He was never King Philip. He was always called Prince Philip.
Yep, he was.
Oh, what am I talking about? Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, what am I talking about? But
so why isn't this Princess Camilla? Why is she Queen Camilla? I'll tell you why.
Exactly.
Because
that's what I'm
rules
saying.
The rules are for little people, not for the great people. They don't have to obey the rules. What are you talking about? They don't have to obey the
maybe
rules.
That's the first time I've thought about that. Maybe that's the first time I've thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden they crowned him king, and then it's now Queen Camilla. What? How did that happen? Sorry. Yep, it's Queen Camilla.
I still call her Horseface. So
Horseface, yeah. But anyway.
Sorry, YouTube. Sorry,
YouTube. Yeah. And sorry about this. So after they killed Diana, then he got to marry this person, Camilla, and now she's the queen. But. Well,
there are still stories popping up about his health. Apparently, he's still battling cancer. Apparently, he's still pretty ill.
Well, yeah, and in his speech, he was quite. There was a bit of a weird bit where he kind of admits that he's not going to be around for the future. What was the line? I don't know. Something about time is short. Like, it was a bit. Is he already passed? Has he already passed over the fact that he's on his way out? Has he been? I'm the one for conspiracies. Has he already been sentenced to death for whatever Q plan is going on? Maybe again, like a lot of them that we just get told have passed away. Maybe his crimes were so bad against humanity, they found a way legally of. Again, I don't know. That's a bit far-fetched. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his best mates with Jimmy Savile. What more do you want to know about that person? That's all you need to know about him, isn't it? Really?
Yep.
No coming back from that one. No getting out of that, I'm afraid.
No getting out of that. And
now this person is the king of this. Now the person is the king of this country.
Yep.
That works out well, doesn't it?
And Jimmy was given security clearance, and security clearance with a monarch, nominal head of state, or is going to find out about Jimmy, aren't they? What Jimmy got up to?
Oh, he would have been vetted. He would have been vetted down to his bloody toenails to the nth degree.
Yeah.
They would have known.
Yeah,
absolutely. Would have known.
Jingle jangle.
Yeah. How's about that then? Guys and gals?
Now then.
Yeah. So
Jimmy was a wizard anyway, I think.
Well, it's why I was cringing when you guys were saying that. I got to be honest. I believe in some of this. What do you call it? This evil magic. I do believe that there is. I believe there's stuff that I don't understand about the world. Let's put it that way. And I back in the day. Well, okay, I realise how that sounded.
Yeah, state the bleeding of it.
Yeah. But I remember
join the rest of us. Mate.
I remember when I first, and it's why I can't say his name, and it's why I won't. It was too, like a lot of things, it was too disturbing for me, and I always go too deep in when I look into these things. But there was a lot of things about why he said things 3 times, and those particular things, and how they were spells, and how he would get his loosh or his evil power from these kind of chants and stuff. So it still makes me cringe when people use those his terms. I get this real evil feeling about it. I don't know.
They're spells. He's putting out, and Darren Brown would be very good at decoding this. Were he to bother? The phrase "now then," now then. That's deliberately contradictory. Does he mean now?
Contradictory. Yeah.
Does he? Yeah. Does he mean then? When he says "jingle jangle,"
apparently jingles. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Well, jingle jangle's a nice. Jingle is a nice sound. Jangle's a clashing sound. So he's setting out these contradictions, and he's casting spells on people because that puzzles people. That puts them into a state of hypnosis. Now then. What does that mean? Now, is it now? Is it then? What? Jingle jangle. What? So I think he's using spells. He's casting spells. He must be. I believe, but I don't know. I mean, there are dark forces. I certainly believe that.
It's very strange. Yeah, it's very strange.
There was just something I wanted to bring up about the attempt on Trump's life, the correspondence dinner as well. Fordy, you may have come across this thing as well, because it was highlighted by the guys on DEFCON 0. But this the name of the would-be assassin, Cole Allen, right? And how his name appeared in a Twitter post from was it 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah,
on this account.
Really weird. Yeah,
on this account that had no other posts at all, but just this one post, and it said Cole Allen, and this was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about it. I probably heard exactly the same as you did with the guys, but yeah, I mean, again, there's so much to all of this.
Course,
is that a trigger word?
I mean, of course. Well, no, it's kind of like why was the guy's name just this one name on this one post put up on on Twitter like 3 years ago and nothing else?
Is that a trigger word? To activate a Manchurian candidate who's been under.
It would have activated him about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. And there we go.
I mean, yeah, but how would? But yeah, well, I suppose it may have been. Yeah, it could have been
4 years to prepare for someone who's been mind controlled. Activate the Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, but using the actual name would have been a bit on the nose, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just that someone has put that name out there a couple of years. See, again, it's just that it's one account with just one post on it, which clearly that's not an accident, and it's now the Anons will start going on a deep dive. Who posted that? Why did where did that originate from? And I'm sure something will come from it.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are speculations. Obviously, there's the time travel speculation, or, which kind of like, yeah, okay. But there is the Occam's razor one, which is that he himself did it. It was an account, because the name of the account was something like, it was like a Spanish name. It was Henry Rodriguez or something like that. And they said that because he had bought firearms apparently over the last 5 years, but not all at once, because when you do that, you arouse suspicion and you bring attention upon yourself. But he'd been buying firearms over a period of time sporadically to avoid the authorities being made aware of him. And he had been planning it for a long time. And so he may have just set up that account with that name and put his name up there to bring attention to him, because it's like all these people who do this, who have these designs to assassinate important people. They have their manifesto, and they are basically narcissists. They want to be famous, okay, for doing this thing. They want to be known. They want their manifesto read. They want everybody to know about them. They want, and this little thing could have been, so it could have been something which he did, which would help to add to that, to the whole mystique, and bring more people in onto it, and start looking at it and questioning it and reading his manifesto.
Yeah, it could have been.
That's one possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not mine. That's not mine. That was somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just an interesting little fact. One of these little wrinkles in these stories, which come out of it. Anyway, I reckon it's time for Viv's bookshelf. Viv, what have you been reading this week?
I'm still reading I'm still reading the book about the cat. I haven't been reading much really. I've been reading stuff on the internet most weeks. So yeah, I'm buying bookshelves next week, so I'll have more than one. I've got three now.
More bookshelves.
So I'm determined to fill the corridor with bookshelves. So I'm going to go down the charity shop. There's a charity warehouse.
You're gonna get sweaty and naked again. You're gonna get sweaty and naked again, Viv, aren't you? You loved it so much.
No. Because the reason I'm going to get ready, I'm getting ready-made bookshelves. So someone else is going to deliver them. Couple of young lads who work for the charities, and they're going to get sweaty, but they won't. Hopefully, they won't get naked. But
they're not Ukrainian, are they?
No, they're not you.
What's your back door, mate? Don't let him in your back door, Viv. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'll check them. I'll say, you lads, excuse me, but Slava Ukrainian, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't let you in. Bad things happen. Like my car gets burnt if I had a car. But anyway.
That's probably what Starmer said. I can't let you in. Starmer said that apparently.
Yeah, he did say that. He did. Yeah.
They firebombed his house.
Yeah.
So, you were reading Beowulf. Have you given up on Beowulf for the time being?
No, I'm reading that. I've got 3 different translations. I can't possibly read the original. No, I'm sorry. It's not possible.
It's in Old English. It's written in Old English, isn't it? The original.
Right. He was Dark Ages. They're not sure when it was written. I mean, the 3 versions I've got are there's a classic version. There's I ordered Seamus Heaney, who's a famous Irish poet, has done a translation, and that looks really good. And then I've also got, which also looks really good, I've got J.R.R. Tolkien's translation of Beowulf. So nobody really knows who the author of Beowulf is, as you'd expect in the Dark Ages. It seems to be a poem built for reciting, a bit like the Iliad and the Odyssey. It's an absolute English classic of English literature, although it's written in Old English, so nobody can really read it. It needs to be translated. It's, as I say, it's over 1,000 years old, 1,100, maybe 200 years old, and it's about basically Vikings, and they have this beast, this dragon creature called Grendel. And Beowulf. Well, I won't go into this, but it's in 3 parts basically. And he faces Grendel. He faces Grendel's mother, and the very end of his life, when he's become a famous warrior, he faces a dragon. But I won't say how it ends. It's short. It's less than 100 pages. Heaney's translation seems very poetic. Tolkien's translation seems very scholarly. Yep. And the other translation is the classic one. So amongst all 3, you're going to get some idea. So yeah. I've been flicking through all 3. They're very different. Heaney's made it quite poetical, and as you'd imagine, Tolkien's made it much more mythical and mystical. But that's the story of Beowulf. Beowulf is the warrior who slays these various adversaries. In a poem that's amazingly well constructed and written, with alliteration, which means rhyming words that sound similar or start with similar words. It's an incredible piece of work. It's a warrior epic.
Yeah, he's one of the warriors I don't know anything about. I've got a silver coin with him on, but yeah, I don't know much about him. So thanks for that little brief. He's talked about. He's on coins. He's on sculptures and everywhere. But I really didn't know. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, no, me neither. I do remember there was a Star Trek Voyager episode, kind of centered on that story. It was like a holodeck thing, a holodeck program which goes wrong. You know, the usual Star Trek scenario, and it was somebody in a Beowulf doing the Beowulf story.
And what is it that the Grindel was? Oh, excuse me.
It's just this monster that is attacking this village, I think, or this hall of these warriors, and apparently it attacks it sort of night after night. And Beowulf comes along and has to defeat it, and defeats it. I think it's just kind of a analogy for, you know, it's like the old good versus evil sort of story.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they made there's Beowulf films. I think perhaps the most recent is it doesn't look great to me. I did check the trailer. It's got Ray Winston voicing an AI or a CGI version. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, do you know what? I do remember him doing. Oh, maybe that's another one for me to catch then. Right.
Yeah.
Ray Winston, was Beowulf Cockney, was he? All right, you scumbags, I'm going to have you, right?
All right, you muppet.
All right, Grendel, you think you're hard? You think you're up to it, eh?
Oh, actually, thinking about it might be a bit too violent for me if it's him, actually, yeah.
It's CGI, and it just looks frantic, but I don't know if that's the editing of the that old the trailer. I don't know. It may be all right. It's violent in the sense, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Check it out first. Be careful.
Yeah,
check out the warnings and whether it's an 18 or whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
So, anything else anybody wants to just talk about?
Yeah, I bought some vases this week. It's my new obsession. I bought 2 vases, and I've been picking branches of trees around the neighbourhood. I go around sniffing them with my scissors, and nicking them. Yeah,
bookshelves and vases, is it?
I'm getting a bit concerned, Viv, I have to say.
yeah, I'm getting concerned about myself as well. Yeah, got a beautiful vase. I'll fill it up. Yeah, with branches.
Twigs, twigs and branches.
Twigs and branches, mate. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Apart from working, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. You want to be careful. You're going to need to get a shelf for your vases.
I'm not getting more vases. I've got 2 vases. That's enough. I've got a little one and a big one. That'll be all right.
All right. Okay. Whatever makes you happy.
It's not turned into a Facebook. Yeah, it does make me happy. Yeah. I've got to spend the money. I'm not paying the council for their council tax. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
No, I think that means it's a good time for you to let us know some stuff about Irene Handl.
Ooh.
Oh, Irene.
Right.
Yeah, Irene Handl. I had some stuff up here. I haven't really looked into her too much, to be honest with you. But did you see that? I posted a clip, didn't I, of her little cameo in the Italian Job? Did I?
No.
No, I don't think you did.
I didn't. Okay, oh sorry. Yeah, I'm getting confused here now. Just have a look. Hold on. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, okay. I thought I did. But yeah, she was born in kind of my neck of the woods, really, Maida Vale, which is a fairly well-to-do area of northwest London. 1901 she was born, 27th of December. That's an unfortunate time of year to be born.
Yeah.
And and she was her parents were her father was Austrian and her mother was German. And yeah, they came here at some point, and so I think she was born here, so she of Germanic parentage, and born and grew up here. And yeah, she never seemed to be in any sort of starring roles. She never played the lead, seemed to play the lead in any films, but always these kind of cameos or supporting casts. And she was in about 100 or so British films. I think she was mostly confined to British films.
I saw something where it was just a brief line that it said she was in over 100 films, and I thought, wow, that's actually quite a. Again, not many people get to be in over 100 films.
Yeah, she was actually she was in quite a few kind of fairly well-known films. She was in The Rebel, the Tony Hancock film.
Oh yeah,
where she played his landlady.
Yeah,
she was in that Sherlock Holmes thing with Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. She was in that, I believe. Oh, was she in that, or was it? Hold on. Oh no, sorry, no. She was in another one. The one with Robert Stevens as Holmes, The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes. She played Mrs. Hudson, the landlady.
I like that film. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, the one with the fake Loch Ness monster, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's that one.
That's directed by Billy Wilder, I think. That's decent.
That's right,
decent film, that one.
Yeah. She was also she was in a couple of Carry On films as well. Carry On Nurse and Carry On Constable. And obviously The Italian Job. She was in Brief Encounter, was a classic British David Lean film with Trevor Howard.
She was in that one as well.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, she's great in that. I think she plays the pub landlady with Stanley Holloway as the. I think that's her role in that. She's great in that. I love that film. She's also in Morgan, which is one of my favourite films. Morgan, A Suitable Case for Treatment. And she plays. It's very funny. She plays Morgan. Basically, I think it's Morgan's mum. His mum and dad are hardcore communist. Yeah.
Morgan's communist mother. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Morgan's communist mother. As proper Cockneys they are.
Yeah, she was very, very good, because if you listen to her being interviewed, she's quite well spoken, but she was very good at doing these kind of working class women who put on a posh accent. They affect. And that's exactly what she does in The Italian Job. Is oh, don't you know that I am? They sort of drop their H's, but then put H's in other places, like
brilliant.
That sort of thing. They get it all wrong, but it's quite comical. She was also in a film called Two Way Stretch with Peter Sellers and Bernard Cribbins.
Yeah,
where
I've seen that.
Yeah, so it's like an old black and white one, and they're both criminals. She plays Bernard Cribbins' mother in that one. So, and she was quite well known for just ad-libbing, going off script. And you can kind of, once you kind of know that about her, when you see her performances, you can kind of see it. You can kind of like you can tell when she does it, and it's quite funny. Like in the Italian Job, and it's only one scene in that she plays. It's where Michael Caine and one of the other characters go to try and recruit the Benny Hill character, who's the computer expert, Professor Peach, and Irene Handl plays his sister. And they go and they see her, and they're sitting in the living room, and they're sort of just having this conversation. And she's sitting next to this plant, and just at one point, she grabs a leaf. She goes, "Oh, isn't this green fly terrible?" And that was completely just off the script. That wasn't in the script at all. She just did it off the top of her head, and stuff. And I think in Two Way Stretch as well, when she goes to visit Bernard Cribbins in prison, and he's sitting behind this kind of you know, when they kind of they have the meeting times and they're separated by the kind of the cage, the wire, you know, and she's talking to him and he rests his head on the wire and she bangs on it. She goes, "Don't rest your head on the wire when I'm talking to you," you know. And he kind of looks up and you can kind of see he's startled because it was totally off the cuff, you know.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Brilliant.
And totally different, but I was introduced to her as a very young boy in Metal Mickey, where she played Granny or Gran.
Oh right,
yeah.
And Metal Mickey was a very strange kids program with this little robot. I just remember the robot and her. I think it was just her and the robot. I don't know.
So she loved rock and roll. Apparently, she was a passionate lover of rock and roll, especially Elvis Presley, and she was the president of the Lewisham branch of the Elvis Presley fan club.
Nice,
brilliant! How brilliant!
And ironically, for this week, that we're speaking about her, but do you know where she's laid to rest?
Golders Green Cemetery, yeah.
Yeah, Golders Green.
There we go.
Yeah, that's not too far away from me, actually. It's Golders Green. A mate of mine's dad is in there as well.
Right.
But now that I know that, next time I'm up there, because I do go up there occasionally, because my accountant's up that way. When I go and see him, I quite often park up by the cemetery, so I might pop in and have a look and see where she's at.
Yeah.
But she's done some interesting things. Like I say, Metal Mickey, that was kind of like a off the wall one, wasn't it?
Yeah, really. And I think that looking through her filmography, that was pretty much one of the last-ish things she did. I'm just shocked at when you go right back to her beginning. She's got films in 1937, then not 38, another one in 38, then 39, then 39, then 40. She was a really busy woman right from 1937 all the way through. Every year she's got either one or two films on the go.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, apparently she was. I think I was watching an interview with her, and she didn't really start acting until she was in her 30s. She kind of came to it quite late, and she said, she was never really went for the kind of typical romantic leads, because she was too old and she wasn't really the right shape. She just didn't have the look of a female romantic lead. She wasn't. She wasn't thin and glamorous and good looking enough and young enough. So she kind of ended up just going through, and she did. She just she just seemed to pop up everywhere in those types of films.
She probably did better and had a better time than she would have done if she had been a super pretty girl, to be fair.
Quite possibly. I mean, geez, I mean, she was, I mean, the list of the films is like, there's some in here which is like, oh, she was in that. She was in the Absolute Beginners.
She never married.
She never married, never had kids. No,
never.
Yeah. Great Rock and Roll Swindle. She was in that.
What, she? Oh, yes. So she was, with the Sex Pistols.
Confessions of a Driving Instructor. The character was Miss Slender Parts.
Oh my God.
Doctor in Trouble. The Wrong Box. Do you remember that? The Wrong Box. She was in that.
Oh yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah.
Why do? Yeah.
She's written a really interesting book here. She's written a novel, 2 novels. Oh, hang on, that's got my interest.
Oh yeah. What?
Unavailable. All right. This got this.
Here you go.
Brilliant reviews.
The first one she wrote was called The Sioux. Described strange and unforgettable, highly original and oddly haunting. And its sequel, The Gold Tip Pizza. Doesn't say anything about what the books are about. She said she began writing the first book when she was living in Paris at the age of 19, put it aside, and didn't come back to it until in 1961. So that'd been about what 20, I don't know, 40 odd years, 30, 40 years from starting it to finishing it.
That's going to be like that'll be like Viv with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's going to be that. yeah, it's going to be like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
this is amazing. This is amazing. I'm looking into this. This is amazing.
Some more books for Viv's bookshelf there.
Well, I'm just looking. I'm thinking, wow. After Eric Morecambe's novel, I'm seeing The Sioux, and there's no copy. You can't get it anywhere. No.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you can probably get it secondhand somewhere. It's not been published.
Be worth something.
It's going to be worth a lot of money, I tell you. Yeah, it's going to be worth a lot of money.
I'm just doing if I can a quick little search, see if I can find it. Goodreads. Yeah. So
you can buy it. Look, it has been republished. You can get it on Amazon. Yeah, it's only a tenner. Hang on. Yeah.
There you go.
Stop feeding his problems, Bronze.
Sorry, it's not.
Yeah.
He's the one who first noticed that she'd written books. Well, and from then on, it's like, I can't. There's nothing I can do about it. So the cat's out the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This novel looks right. Yeah.
Well, Margaret Drabble, a woman called Margaret Drabble commented on it. Said it's strange, unforgettable, highly original, and oddly haunting.
Yeah.
Like it's up your street.
Drabble's quite a well-known novelist. I've read some of her books. Yeah.
She wasn't by any chance related to a guy called Phil Drabble, was she? He used to host. This is really bizarre. He used to host a program on TV called One Man and His Dog, and it was about sheepdog. Herding sheep. Did you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember One Man and His Dog. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I do remember it, but I'm just thinking, really?
That was Phil Drabble used to be the guy who hosted that. Yeah.
Phil Drabble, and it's Margaret. Yeah. Margaret Drabble.
We're kind of going.
Let's find out. Should we find out? The Millstone was the book I read by.
No, I think we're talking different Drabbles.
Yeah, they are distinct, unrelated figures. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so getting back to Irene, she was lived till she was 85. Died on the 29th of November 1987 in Kensington in West London. And cremated.
Yeah.
It says she was cremated at Golders Green Crematorium. I wonder if her ashes were spread there or not. So there may not be any.
They generally put them in little pots, and it depends. But if they're cremated and kept in the cemetery, there will be a little place for cremations. So that's where she'll be if she's there.
Well, no. If she's there, she will be there. But I mean, if she may have had some relative, she may have wished to have had her ashes spread somewhere else. So they may have been taken away and somewhere else. Or
bloody hell, the reviews are great. Sue, hang on a minute. Okay. Anyway, yep. Says he.
Right. Yeah, she did a little bit of theatre as well. Yep. The importance of being earnest.
Oscar Wilde.
Yeah, 1975. She was in also. She appeared in Map and Lucia.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
series,
yeah.
Map and Lucia?
I do. There we go. Just ordered it. For a tenner.
He's no hanging around. This
No
guy's
hanging around, mate. No.
guy is a
Well,
professional.
thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, thank God I'm not a drug fiend because gee, yeah, there we go. Verify payment. Oh yes, it's on its way.
And that's as easy as it is.
That's as easy as in the modern world. I don't have to go down the second-hand bookshelf for 10 years to find it.
That's a shame, though, isn't it?
Nice.
Nice rummaging through second-hand bookshops, but anyway, that's a different thing altogether.
I know, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Irene Handl. Haven't got really anything much more to add to that.
Fascinating character, though. Eh?
Yeah, she seemed like a really interesting woman, and quite funny woman as well. You know, and was it her? No, it wasn't her. All right, I'm thinking of, because I was sort of looking through some of these ones which we kind of mentioned. I was looking at Margaret Rutherford as well the other day. Watched one of her old films, one of her Miss Marple films. Was it? I can't remember now. And I was reading a little bit about her, and somebody came up with a great line and said she's the only actress who's it was something along the lines of she acts, all she needs is her chin to act. It's like her chin does all the acting. And if you watch her, you know exactly what they mean by that. She's so expressive with her chin. Her
she is amazing with her chin, especially when she's got a lead. You know, it's like the nose on a dog, and she raises her chin, and she says, I think I have an answer to this. Yeah. She's absolutely classic. Look at this. She's in all the films. All the classic British comedies.
Yeah, that's it's quite impressive.
Shocking.
Someone who really
in the
someone who wasn't. I mean, she was the generation of maybe our parents would have probably been well aware of her, and it kind of comes to. I mean, 4D's a bit younger than us, Viv. So I mean, me and you remember 4D wasn't quite so. I mean, you recognised the 4D when you saw her, didn't you? So there was the recognition. But most young people today wouldn't have a clue who she was. Would not have a clue.
No.
So I think she deserves some.
I only knew her from Metal Mickey, and I think that was pretty much one of the last things she did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure if you watch these films, which I'm sure you've seen before, you know, the Carry On films, Carry On Nurse, Carry On Constable, and you watch them, and when she came on, you would go, oh yeah, you know. She was also in St. Trinian's film as well, which I used to love when I was a kid. St. Trinian's.
Oh, yeah.
Always good for a laugh.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, the rebellious and crazy school.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. She's one of those faces that you do find pops up everywhere, but I wouldn't have been aware of her until you brought her up, really.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
So,
she's actually in Brief Encounter, which I really like, because I'm a soppy old bugger sometimes. She's uncredited in that one, so I guess she hadn't got into her stride. Yeah, and I think 4D's right. Most of this early stuff is uncredited, and then she gets to be basically a character actor from then on. Yeah.
Yeah. She had minor roles, Night Train to Munich, Brief Encounter. I'm All Right, Jack. She was in that with Peter Sellers as well.
That's a good film, that one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Peter Sellers plays the union rep.
I have, but I saw it so long ago, I can't remember it now. But yes, I have seen it.
It's worth a rewatch, that one.
Yeah, he kind of plays the the Michael Palin sort of union man. All right, brothers. He very much reminds me of that kind of Michael Palin kind of socialist character. That he always the oppressed workers and all that sort of stuff when he goes on about that.
Yeah,
he's very much like that, isn't he?
Yep, definitely. Wow, amazing, the list of films. He's in the Beatles film Wonderwall, which is really weird. Apparently,
oh, yeah.
That's where they got that. The Oasis got the name for Wonderwall. It was from that weird psychedelic film the Beatles did, or I think. I actually think it was George Harrison who did something to do with this, had something to do with this, with Wonderwall. It's a mad psychedelic film. Yeah.
I think I've ever seen that, yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Anyway,
very good.
Time's moving on, gentlemen.
It is. It is.
Maybe we should start to think about winding it down.
Yeah.
Entertain me.
Yes.
Oh, that's. Oh, I don't know about that.
Make us laugh, Bronze.
I'll start you off. I'll start you off so that it can be easy. Why do adults like coffee?
Why?
It's cheaper than therapy and it tastes better than tears.
And
okay.
There's some truth in that as well.
My dad used to tell me that you can't save anyone; they have to save themselves. He was a great man, but a terrible lifeguard.
Oh, yes. I was trying to figure that out. Perfect. Yeah. It's like the what's that joke about? My dad was a driving instructor or something. Oh, I can't remember, but I think it was it was a blooming Bob Monkhouse joke. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he drove. He died peacefully in his sleep.
Yeah,
not screaming in terror like his passengers.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I got the latest Porsche Turbo 911 for my wife today. I think it was a fair trade.
Yeah.
Talking of wives, science has proven that women who put on a few pounds live longer. Oh, sorry, there's a bit more to that. Science has proven that women who put on a few pounds live longer than the men who point it out.
Yeah.
The other day, I accidentally gave my wife a tube of super glue instead of her lipstick. She still won't talk to me. Oh, I love that silence.
We're going into deep surreal territory here.
Yeah. Hey. Talking of bee, you mentioned bees earlier. Here's a bee joke. I went to a beekeeper and asked him for 5 bees. He gave me 6. I asked him, "What's with the extra one?" He answered, "It's a freebie."
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. You wanted dad jokes.
Got it.
Fair.
We get it.
What do you call a plane full of bald men? Receding airlines.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Welcome to Receding Airlines.
Yeah.
Please put your Zimmer frames in that luggage hold.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one of my favourite jokes. What's the definition of baked beans on toast?
Go on.
Don't know.
Skinheads on a raft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very good. Excellent.
I'm never donating blood again. They ask way too many questions. Whose blood is this? Where did it come from? Why is it in a bucket?
Oh,
Oh dear. Oh, bring in the darkness. Courtesy of bronze.
As I get older and remember all the people I've lost along the way, I think to myself, maybe a career as a tour guide wasn't for me.
nice.
There you go. That's your lot. Oh, here you go. One more. My psychiatrist tells me I'm a kleptomaniac. I wonder if there's anything I can take for this.
Well,
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. So there we have it.
1st of May tomorrow, gents.
Unbelievable. It's already the 1st of May. I know.
Yeah.
It's been very, very nice last couple of weeks, I've got to say. It's been absolutely perfect. It's been gorgeous.
My vase is filled.
I'm sure, yes. Your vase is fulfilled.
Don't know what the hell these plants are. I just nicked them up the road.
Are they budding? Are they budding?
No, they're flowering. I'm close to understanding what they might be. The leaves look like a privet hedge, but they've got these nice little 5 petaled white flowers, and they look lovely. So
Really?
I don't know what they are. I just took my scissors out.
Yeah. No mercy. No mercy.
No mercy. The neighbours didn't catch me. It's all right. I was snipping someone's hedge.
Someone on the road's like, someone's saying to their husband right now, Dave, have you seen someone's pruned my prized whatever?
Yeah. I wouldn't take special ones. I'm very attracted to, the flowers called red hot pokers. Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
I saw some in a garden. I thought, well, no, Viv, no, don't go there. Don't.
Yeah, they'll burn you. They'll burn you.
Well, some bloke will come running out, lump me one, won't they?
Probably, yeah, with a red hot poker.
Yeah.
With a red hot poker, an actual red hot poker.
What are you doing, my Mrs. Red Hot Poker? Your missus has a red hot poker. Really?
Isn't it a bank holiday weekend, actually?
Yeah, Monday, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I
is it
forgot
bank
that.
holiday,
Yeah.
is it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Monday.
Okay.
Monday.
Right.
May Day.
Makes no difference to me.
No,
I can make any day a bank holiday if I want to. It's all
good for you.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm gonna have to. And usually I'm off to the loo, but I've got to go and cook myself something to eat because of a strange woman at my door. But I'm gonna say cheerio and get something on the cook.
Count yourself lucky. Last time I had a strange woman at my door, can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I did think that afterwards. I thought I'd sat down and I was like, it's like something out of a porn film, but it just didn't go very well.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, I shall say see you later.
Yeah. All right. Bless you. Yeah. All the best.
Yeah.
At first hand, a typical housewife gives our roving camera her views on the burning issues of the day.
What do you think of the Cold War, Mrs. Carter?
I beg your pardon?
The international situation. Do you think it's getting any easier?
Well, I don't really know.
Of course not. They say that this election will be won on the trade issue. Do you think we're winning the battle of exports?
Well, I couldn't say.
No, quite. They're telling me locally that you're all very concerned about the provision of new schools.
Oh, yes.
You feel strongly about that?
Well, I hadn't really thought about it.
Thank you very much indeed, Mrs. Carter.
you.
You've been most helpful. And I'm sure we all have a clearer idea of what is in the mind of the British housewife today. Thank you, Mrs. Carter.
It's quite all right.